Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Training Industry Leader Talk, Engage Learners with AI-Powered Content, sponsored by Adobe, CGS Immersive, CommLab India, InfoPro, and Skooks. I'm Avery Vogt, Events Manager at Training Industry, and I'm thrilled that you were able to join us today. Before we get started, I'd like to quickly go over a few housekeeping items to help you interact with our speakers and get the most out of today's program. Throughout today's event, please feel free to use the chat for comments and submit questions in the Q&A panel. All questions will be addressed during the event or at the end of the program during our Q&A section. At the end of the event, you'll notice a short survey has popped open in your browser, and we'd appreciate your thoughts on today's event. And as always, all of our sessions are being recorded and will be archived on trainingindustry.com, and you will receive a follow-up email from us with a link to the on-demand sessions. Is everyone able to hear me out there? I just got a message saying you can't hear me. Give me a thumbs up in the chat. Thank you. If this is your first Training Industry event, a special welcome goes out to you. Training Industry exists to make connections among learning and development professionals. We offer tons of resources to support your role in L&D through live events like today's Leader Talk, as well as through articles on our website, our magazine, conferences, research reports, and our podcasts. We would also love to hear what you've learned from today's sessions on social media. So please follow us on your favorite platform, and let's continue the conversation. And now, without any further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce you to today's speakers. With over 11 years of experience in the field of instructional design and delivery management, Shweta has successfully led and executed a diverse range of projects, including instructor-led training, custom e-learning, and virtual instructor-led training. Her expertise encompasses a wide array of instructional strategies such as storytelling, scenario-based learning, guided learning, and gamification, as well as extensive experience with AI tools. Rajesh started his career as a quality executive in 2008 and has since gained extensive expertise in e-learning, digital content delivery, and project management over the last 17 plus years. He has an excellent track record of team management and operational planning, along with extensive working knowledge of e-learning authoring tools such as Articulate Storyline, Rise, Captivate, and Lectora. We are super excited to have both of you here today, and with that, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Thank you, Avery. I'm going to take the share request. Yep. Great. Thank you, Avery, and thank you, Training Industry, for giving us this platform to explore, learn, and also collaborate with everyone. And I welcome every one of you to today's session on engaging the disengaged learners with AI tools. I and Rajesh, we both are excited as we go through this topic, and here's our short agenda. So as you know, the main topic is about engaging the disengaged learners with the AI tool. The agenda is pretty short. We have main two topics. We'll explore the diverse needs and preferences of learners in today's dynamic environment. We'll discuss various learner profiles, their pain points, and also we'll learn about how to tailor our approaches to meet their unique needs. We'll then dwell into the fascinating world of AI. We'll learn about the tools that we can use to ensure the learning is giving a very good experience to the learners. Finally, we'll also open at the end the floor for question and answers. This is your opportunity to ask the questions you might have and also share your thoughts. Let's go on. Before we start, here's a quick question which I would like to check with all of you. I'm very sure that we all are in L&D and we would, come across this kind of situation where we face challenges in keeping our learners engaged, right? So which challenge do you think is pretty difficult to deal with or you might have come across in the training sessions that you have conducted? So if you could just think through and drop your responses in the chat. Distractions, yes. Time, that is something we run for. They think they can figure out it themselves. Yes, this is also something that we should deal with. Not personalized to their need. Yes. Attendance and completion, cognitive load completion. Yes. time. Yes, these are some pretty real life challenges that we all deal with, and we really work hard to make sure that these challenges are being answered, and also the trainings are meeting the requirement of the learners. So in this session, we'll really try to understand what exactly is the learner psychology, and also try to get what we can do to meet their requirement. Like I just mentioned, that we need to understand learners, because we need to tailor educational experiences for their unique needs. We cannot believe in all size fit all kind of training for everyone. So every learner has their unique requirement, and so we need to understand them, and only then we can give them that kind of training. So here comes the next topic, that is, why are the learners engaged? Here what I have done is, like you just mentioned, there are a variety of distractions, and also the challenges that you mentioned. We have categorized the disengaged learners into a couple of types, which I'll be discussing. After understanding them, we'll be learning about the engaging principles, and then further. So the first type of learner is the overwhelmed learner. This kind of learner generally feels burdened by their workload already that they are doing in their daily job, and finds training as an additional stressor. They struggle to maintain the focus and consistency during the lengthy training modules, right? Why they are disengaged? Because they find it very difficult to manage their time. They do not get that kind of support, and also they seem to look at training as a separate work that has to be integrated separately for them, which makes it difficult for them to prioritize and engage effectively. The next is skeptical learners. These learners kind of question the relevance of the training and how it is useful to them in their original job. And they keep asking the questions, why do I even need it? Whether it is going to help me to grow or not. So their skepticism often arises from the past experiences, maybe with a generic or some irrelevant training sessions that they might have come across. They disengage because they don't see a clear connection between their training and their performance or career advancement, which leads them to doubt the value of the training. The next kind of learner is passive learners. These learners approach training with a very mechanical mindset. They complete the task without any genuine mental investment. They just simply click the course and then try to just fulfill the requirements. This disengagement is due to a lack of interactivity. We are not giving them that autonomy, and also we are not giving them that kind of challenge that they are looking for, which makes it very unengaging and devoid of meaningful content for them. The next learner is the disconnected learner, who is physically present during the session but mentally absent. They often feel isolated or lack the sense of community. These people really like to connect and collaborate. The disengagement is driven by the absence of peer collaboration and social learning opportunities. Uh, Although this might seem like a very small topic, but peer collaboration and social learning opportunities are something which give a very vast kind of knowledge to the learners. They learn through each other's experiences, so this should not be taken into a zone where it should not be considered. This is also one thing that we should consider when we are making trainings. The last category Yeah, the next category is the mismatched learners, who generally struggle because the training content is either too advanced or maybe it is too basic for their current level of understanding. This mismatch leads to feeling of boredom. They might also feel lost, or whether the content, if the content is too easy or if it is too difficult. Now, they are disengaged primarily due to one size fit all content delivery, which might fail to address their specific need. Additionally, the lack of pre assessment or a customized learning path may also prevent them from receiving proper training learning. So, yeah, these are some top category of disengaged learners that I have collected, and this is really going to help us understand why and what kind of issues learner face and why they are not that engaged in the learning. The next question is something to you all. Like, have you come across these kind of concerns where you have heard about learners, dropping out and they are not getting engaged, or maybe some kind of feedback to the training? If so, please let me also know what are the issues. Definitely cognitive overload, yes. Virtual learning can be challenging for those who are more social learners. Yes, right. Not enough time. Yeah, these are some real issues that we might come across every time we are thinking of creating a training material for our learners. No enough time to customize to learners. This is where we think that AI is going to help us. AI is going to shape our future for training industry. We have issues with no interaction or response during training sessions. Yes, this is also something that we have to deal with. So this also comes into one of the category that I just mentioned. Lack of activities. Yes. Okay. So, since you all are actually facing these kind of issues, we'll now continue to the next thing, which I'm going to talk about. Being into L&D, we all try to use engagement principles a lot. And that is something that we try to put in so that our learners are engaged and also ensure that the learning is retained for a longer time. So, in today's session, I have taken three engagement principles: relevance, autonomy, and feedback. So, just a basic introduction about engagement principles. These are foundational ideas or strategies that help to capture and sustain a learner's attention. They motivate them to participate and also support deep learning. So, we are going to talk about only these three engagement principles, although there are multiple engagement principles, but these are the three things which can actually help you deal with the disengagement kind of learners. So, the first engagement principles, that is relevance. Learners basically needs to see what is a clear connection of the training and their job role, the real world challenges that they are facing in their life, in their day to day job. This is something that they really want to connect the training with. If the content feels irrelevant, or it is not connecting to the job, engagement drops out quickly, right? We might have already heard this kind of issues. So people are more likely to invest in learning when they believe that it solves their real life problem, or it is helping them to grow in their own role. For example, if I just want to say, let's imagine a customer support agent who is attending a training which is called as general communication skills. They might tune out because they don't see how it applies in handling angry customers. But if the training was titled as de-escalation strategies for high stress situations, and included some real life scenarios from their role or from the experiences of what their team is facing, and also the solutions of how to deal with that kind of information, then it would have been a better course for them, and they will also feel connected to them, right? So this is the part where relevance play a very great role. We'll go to the next engagement principle. Yeah. The next one is autonomy. So learners feel motivated when they have choice and control over how, when, and what they learn. This comes from the adult learning principles that we all follow in our, training. Autonomy builds ownership, and when learners choose their path, they are more likely to stick with it. So for example, there are two kind of employees, and one employee's choice is to prefer only two short video lessons, which they might just go through when they are traveling or they are doing some kind of work, while the other employee might want some in-depth reading material, maybe sitting leisurely in the evening. So, a learning platform which offers both of these formats is actually going to engage both of these learners. So, this is the kind of autonomy that I'm talking about, which also allows the learner to take charge and choose their own path so that they can stick around. The third one is feedback. So, learners want to know how they are doing, whether they have mastered it or not, or where they have to improve. So, this is one important part of training which should be considered very strongly. Feedback reinforces learning and helps prevention of frustration. So, without feedback, learners can feel lost, or they might also not be motivated to take the course further. So, for example, if the learner is just getting a wrong answer feedback, they might just get demotivated, or even it might be very harsh on them to take further course. But if the feedback is customized, saying something like, in this scenario, maybe you should pause and apply your knowledge once again, try rephrasing your response with empathy. Something like this will actually connect with the learner, and at the same time it will motivate them to, okay, it will not make give them a shock telling that, okay, you have done wrong and this is the end. So we have to motivate them in such a way that they are taking the course further as well for their own good. So these are the three principles that I wanted to speak about, and now we are going to connect these engagement principles with the learner's profile. Right, the learner's profile is something that is the information that we normally get. For example, the learner might be a salesperson, or the learner might be a person from just a new hire person. So we are going to talk about learner profiles. I have categorized them into six types. There are also some other learner profiles which I'll be sharing by the end of this session. So you can also see which learner profile has what kind of training needs, and what kind of training materials can be given to them. So yeah, these are some learner profiles which I've shortlisted from many that I came across. We'll discuss these major profiles, and I'll be telling you what are their training needs, what are their pain points, and also the training material that we can offer them for their learning. So the first one is new hires. This kind of a learner profile needs training on company culture, tools, job roles, and also the department overview. They might often face information overload, or they might be not aware of the tools that the company is using, or unclear role relevance. So the preferred format for this kind of learner would be interactive modules. It can include guided tours also, and buddy systems actually work very well. FAQs is also something that we can prefer to give them, because that is going to be handy, and they can quickly refer to that format and learn about the information that they want to. Compliance. So the training need here is regulations, policies, and risk management. So it keeps changing whenever the content is dry. That is something which is very important to understand. And the preferred format here is going to be interactive policy training. Scenario based learning, wherever you can put in short little scenarios, and you can connect with learner. Those things are also going to help. Sales team. These kind of learners generally need product deep dives. They need to understand the value proposition, and they also need to understand how to pitch in. So this kind of category, normally they will avoid long sessions. They don't want heavy sessions. They also don't want irrelevant information. They are generally very busy, and would like to prefer to get information very quickly. And for this kind of learner profile, I think scenario role plays are pretty good. We can also have demos, small little snippets of demos. Battle card is also one thing that we can prefer, and mobile learning is something that we should go to, because they have very little amount of time. They are already struggling with a lot of targets that they need to achieve on a daily basis. So this is something that we can do for them. The next category is technical teams. So they need to train themselves on the tool usage, the architecture, the debugging, the security, and coding standards. So they normally find the content either to be too basic, or maybe it is too theoretical for them to practice. So sometimes no hands-on practice is also something that they deal with a challenge. In this kind of situation, we can provide sandbox kind of experiences to the learners, and also the code walkthroughs. Individual contributors, these kind of category require specific skills. They need soft skills, compliance, or even product overview, because they might be into any kind of department, and they normally struggle with skill gap. So this kind of learner would actually prefer having micro learning, which is pretty handy for them, and also taking less amount of time. And other formats would be job aids and also simulation. The last category that I have added in this is the customers and end users. So they need training on the product usage and troubleshooting, because they are the person who are using the product, and they might come across situation where they don't know how to use, or probably they are stuck with something and they really want to solve the issue as soon as possible. So this kind of category will require in-app help, tutorial videos which we can also give them, and knowledge based webinars is also one format. The other thing is, if a product is there, and probably the team or the customer may also require their team to have a certification on a particular process of the product usage. So these are the learning profiles, and these are the usage of each format. So here's a quick activity that I am going to have for all of you. We have already seen the engagement principle, and you have already seen the learner's profile. So here in the next slide, I want you all to select one learner profile, understand the training needs, look at the pain points, and think what kind of engagement principle would you lean on. I'm not telling that all these three should be used, either all three can be used at once or only one should be used, but I want you to understand that these engagement principles are supposed to be used in percentage. So you need to go with the instinct which says that okay, this is something that they should be given on priority, and other things can follow up. So take a couple of minutes. We can have a discussion on this, and then I'll show you the responses which I have added. I don't see any responses. Do you all want me to repeat the question, or you're like trying to think on? Yes. So the activity is like you need to take any one learner profile which is listed on the screen, and look at the training needs and also the pain points, and think of the engagement principles that we have spoken about, the three engagement principles, that is relevance, autonomy, and feedback. Okay, I have got a response for new hires, relevance and feedback. Okay. End users, autonomy, relevance. Okay. Aisha says autonomy. Sales team again, autonomy. Sales team, relevance and feedback. Okay. All six require relevance. New hires, definitely. Yes, actually. Customer, end user, relevance, autonomy, and feedback. New hires need all three. Uh, Again, relevance. Okay. Christopher says new hires need relevance, feedback, and some guided autonomy. Regina says customer, who will require relevance, feedback, and autonomy. Okay. That's really cool. Like I just mentioned, I know that all these principles are required at some or other point, but based on the pain points, we need to understand what is supposed to be used primarily. Vivek says customer should go with feedback, individual contributors, autonomy as top engagement. Yes, thank you for your responses. So I'll just quickly show you what I have, given them as rating. So for new hires, I think relevance and feedback is something that we can go in for. For compliance role, it is again relevance and feedback. For sales, I think relevance and autonomy should be given because we all know that they have very less amount of time. Technical teams, relevance and feedback again. Individual contributors, relevance and autonomy. And end customer user, again relevance and feedback. So like I just mentioned, we can use them in a different percentage, but you need to understand which one is something that you would use on a primary basis, and then the others can follow. The fun fact is, like, in the next topic that we have AI, we will see how we can use, the AI tools for understanding all these profiles. I'm very sure we cannot do this manually to understand each and every learner, what are their training needs and what are their pain points. But now with the AI tools, we can do this all with a very minimum amount of time that is required. So now I would like Rajesh to take this session from here for the next topic.
Okay, Shweta. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing about the different types of disengaged learners and the types of the three elements of autonomy, relevance, and the feedback. Yeah. Now we move forward to the next topic all the of this session, like AI enablers.
You can see my screen, right,
Yeah.
Rajesh? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So before diving towards this topic called an AI tools, let's quickly understand how uh, do these tools work. So AI, artificial intelligence, of course, everyone knows the acronym of this one. So which refers to the ability of machines to perform tasks that typically require like human intelligence. So this includes understanding natural language, recognizing patterns, making decisions, and learning from experience. So AI is now being used in many applications such as virtual assistants, recommendation systems, and autonomous vehicles, etc. So these AI tools often use natural language processing and large language models to understand and generate human language. And natural language processing is a branch of AI that enables computers to understand, interpret, and respond to human language. Whereas LLMs are advanced AI models trained on vast amounts of text data. Like these models, such as GPT-4, can complete sentences, write essays, answer your questions, and more. So, like for example, imagine using a virtual assistant like in your mobiles with Siri or Amazon Alexa. So when you ask a question, these NLP helps the system to understand your words or text, while LLM generates a detailed and accurate response based on its training and data.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this combination of both the NLP and LLMs allows AI to handle complex language tasks and provide a better user experiences. So I hope this made it clear and how these tools work. So how these AI will help us. So here, like a first point, like personalized learning paths, where AI analyzes learner behavior, preferences, and performance to deliver content tailored to your individual needs, helping learners feel seen, not lost in the crowd. And smart nudges and reminders, like AI can detect the trigger motivational nudges, reminders, or content sessions to bring learners back at just the right time. And with the conversational learning, yeah, with the chatbots and AI tutors offer real-time support, answer your questions, and guide learners through whenever they stuck at the moment, and boosting contents and continuity. And with adaptive assessments, yeah, like quizzes and activities adjust difficult in real time, keeping learners challenged but not overwhelmed. So it will maintain a sweet spot for engagement. And then with instant feedback, AI provides immediate and personalized feedback that helps learners correct mistakes and improve continuously without waiting for human input. Of course, gamification at scale, yeah, AI helps implement point systems, leaderboards, and challenges that are relevant to the learner's pace and preferences. And interactive and immersive content, yeah, AI can quickly convert static content into interactive formats like quizzes, scenarios, simulations, and even videos with avatars and voiceovers, making learning more dynamic. Yeah. So here a question, quick question, like, can you share which AI tools you have worked on? You can post your responses in chat.
Yeah, we are getting responses. A lot of people say ChatGPT.
Okay.
We also have got Murph AI,
Yeah, Merv.
Synthesia,
Okay.
11 Labs.
Mm, 11
We have
labs.
got GenSpark, Midjourney, Sora, Notebook LM.
Great, great.
Yeah,
Yeah, beyond, yes. Create chatbot agents. Yes, nowadays its agents are places major role in all these areas. Yeah, artist, Midjourney, Synthesia. Okay, Grammarly. Yeah, Copilot. So we'll see here some tools which we have segregated into both the design and development. Yeah, for designing, like content creation, of course, along with the learning objectives with the Articulate AI authoring tool, as well as Copilot, or as well as the Chat GPT. And with the video scripts, you can use these tools like Synthesia and beyond, and assessments with an Articulate AI and Copilot, and for scenarios, Copilot as well as ChatGPT. As well as for the development, yeah, for categories like video development, you can use multiple video tools apart from like Synthesia, Beyond, Camtasia, and then for images to generate images with the Articulate AI, Midjourney, Canva, and Copilot. And for illustration graphics creation, both Midjourney and Canva. And for translations, yeah, DeepL, Microsoft Azure, as well as SmartCat. Voiceovers, yeah, there are plenty of tools. We have different options like 11 Labs, Murph, Play.ht, Amazon Poly, Speech Studio. Yeah, these all these tools will help you in, of course, to create or to design or to develop these courses, and to make your learners more engaged. Yeah. So now let's talk about how we can use these tools to engage your disengaged learners efficiently. So first one is new hires, of course, which is into onboarding. So the preferred formats like interactive modules, guided tours, or buddy systems, FAQs, you can go ahead uh, choose with the Chat GPT or Copilot that will help you to make interactive modules, FAQs, etc. And then for the compliance roles, yeah, you can use the Chat GPT and Copilot to make creative scenarios, crisp them, and Midjourney for rich visuals, and Articulate Storyline for immersive experience. And for sales, yeah, you can again use the ChatGPT Copilot for making scripts, roll on the for a role-based videos and use the script in Synthesia and create a beautiful videos. And for technical team, with help of ChatGPT and Copilot, you can understand the content and do some research on how to bring flow to the content and work on interactive ways to use sandboxes. Of course, the Canva, yeah, to make some interactive and quick just-in-time materials, like for any marketing collaterals for your organization, or use ChatGPT or Copilot for creating content of micro-learning. And for customer trainings, yeah, you can use Synthesia on a wider extent to make some good tutorials. Yeah, here I would like to, Shweta,
Yeah,
will you
thanks.
share about the
Thanks,
case study?
Rajesh. Yeah. So here's a quick case study that we had worked for a sales team. Like we had to design a curriculum for the sales team. So I would like to share how we used AI tools to understand and make this entire project a successful one. So the challenge was to create entire curriculum for sales team within a very tight deadline, and traditional instructional design methods, like if we are going to do for a training and a training need analysis manually and having discussions and all that, would have taken a lot of time, and we couldn't have done it very quickly. So we brought in AI tools including Copilot and Synthesia to reimagine our design and development approach. So for the entire phase where we wanted to extract content, we wanted to structure, we wanted to give the flow, we used Copilot, because the raw materials, whatever we were getting from the client, the PPTs, the SME notes, and also the PDFs that were given to us, we fed them into Copilot and were able to get we were able to generate storyboards, we were able to generate narrations, we were also able to extract good amount of information about each topic in a very proper flow. So this was something that we could do within very less time. I also used Copilot to create storyboards in this particular project. We also were creating on screen text and interactive slide ideas, not to forget assessment as well. And we also use Synthesia, because Synthesia is something where we can create videos and we can ensure that it is more engaging for the learners. So instead of having recording of live sessions of from the client side SMEs, we thought we could use Synthesia to generate explainer videos with AI avatars. So this allowed us to produce consistent high quality videos, which were also later on translated into multiple languages with very minimal amount of effort. So this is what we had done, and like I was trying to connect with the previous part, which was learners disengagement. That was because trying to understand learner is something where you can also use AI tools. I would recommend you to go for either Copilot or Chat GPT. You can get all the information about learners profile from your customers, or probably even from the LMS. You can get all this data and you can then feed this data into these tools, and within seconds you'll get all the data or all the analysis that the tool is doing, so that you can get the required information about each learner, and then you can create your courses. So for this particular case study, the result was like we created the curriculum that would typically take for around 8 to 10 weeks, which was built in half of the time, with strong engagement, consistent branding, and also flexible delivery formats. So this is what we had tried to experiment with the AI tools. And yeah, with this we end this session, and now I open the floor for question and answers. If you have any questions, we'll be happy to answer that.
Awesome. Thank you both so much. That was great. Yeah, if anyone has any questions, feel free to pop open the Q&A tab and ask those now. I do have a question here. What are 3 big signs that my learners are disengaged?
I would first think about the dropout rates, like what is the percentage of the dropout rates that learners are having in a particular course, and then I would also tend towards understanding the feedback if anyone is having. Like preferably there is a forum where you can also give feedbacks on the training material, so that is one thing I would also go on, and I would also look at the type of content. which the learner is not recommending to have. So those are the three things I would recommend to have you on.
Thank you so much. Okay, here's another question. In your opinion, what's the biggest misconception about using AI in corporate learning?
Sorry, can you just repeat that question?
Yes, of course. In your opinion, what's the biggest misconception about using AI in corporate learning?
Yeah, that we can trust it blindly. I think that is something really a myth. We shouldn't be trusting AI blindly. I understand that it is doing our work really half of the time, or even even earlier to that. But try to verify what information AI is giving, and try to also put in our experience, because experience is something that AI will not be able to copy it or take it from you. So that is something I would like to suggest.
Thank you. We just had a question come through the chat. Have you ever collected learner data about engagement on training that included AI created content?
Well, we haven't yet, officially done any course which is extracting the content right from zero to AI. We do have done the courses which are building on that. So we do have a raw material. Nothing is actually done right from the zero, because there is something that we also want to be authentic. So I don't think so we have that.
There's another question. Becky's asking, I mostly train volunteers who are supervising kids, managing finances, etc., but I need them more than they need me. Which of the learner profiles would you categorize them under?
I'm so I will have to think through, because I would like to understand that in deep before answering, because that is a very sensitive case where we need to understand the profile. I'll surely get back with that question response, Vicky. Thank you for asking. That's a really great question.
Awesome. Okay. With AI speeding up content creation, how do you ensure accuracy?
Yeah, accuracy is something that I just mentioned even before, that we should take help, even try to collaborate, and also try to understand what kind of input it is giving us, because I understand that it is using a lot of data which is preserved, and it is being given to us, but having our own experience is something that will guide us through this. Rajesh, would you like to add on this something?
Yeah, yes, Shweta.
Like, I just answered the question. If you would like to add something to it.
What was the question? Is it about the AI? This right?
Yeah, if you could.
Yeah, it was with AI speeding up content creation, how do you ensure accuracy?
Yeah, it's as Shweta initially said, we can't completely rely everything like 100% on these tools, but of course, with the human intervention, it can give that enhancement or more value addition to the complete output of this one by using these AI tools. The first benefit is we can cut down the time, and it will improve the efficiency of the output as well.
Awesome. Okay, I think we have time for one more question. How will learner expectations shift as we start using AI to design training experiences?
I think with this, era where we are all having very little amount of, concentration, or probably, the idea of looking into something within two seconds, with this all reels and YouTube shorts and all such things, we are just immediately moving our span of interest. So that is something that I'm estimating. Uh,
Yeah, that's the part like video learning, video based learning, as well as with the micro learning came into more categories for the sales team or with the compliance and right.
Awesome. Well, thank you both again so much for your time today. It's been really, really wonderful. With that, we are unfortunately just about out of time. So I am going to just share some next steps on how we will, what to do, how to get to the next session. So we'll have about a 15-minute break, and then we will have this next session up. Sorry, let me share my screen. Yep. So our next session will be AI-powered microlearning, transforming skills and driving business outcomes, presented by Skooks. So yeah, in just a moment, I will end this session, and you can join our next session by returning to the event lobby and going to the session tab. Thank you so much for your participation today, and we'll see you all in just a few minutes.